What's going on to all my Geminis? You have the Ten of Swords, the World, Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Watch this all the way through, by the way. The Three of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Chariot. So, what I'm seeing here for you Geminis, right? No major arcana that represents Gemini, but you have the Ten of Swords, the World, and the Five of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here for the lot of you is there's this sense that a lot of you Geminis need to choose better, and that's very good, but there's also this sense of needing to transform. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Ten of Swords, first three cards, the Ten of Swords, the World, the Five of Pentacles. Just pay attention to the sequence. How at one point you felt like, why is the world giving me such problems? Why is the world giving me such strife? Right? But then the world represents you looking at how you used to be like this, right? With all these swords. And you Geminis are like, you transition from this, the Ten of Swords, to this, the world, where now you're looking at the past, where you understood that you should have taken responsibility even from back then, and that you have eventually decided to take responsibility. So now for you, you Geminis are in a situation where a lot of you Geminis understand that you're in a better position in life. You know, you're in a much better position in life, because the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of you have taken responsibility. You understand that there's some things that you've done wrong, that obviously you should have did better. You've been learning your lessons. You've been learning what you have to do wrong. What you have to do better, what you've done wrong, and what you should create to where it's right or correct. And because you've taken this responsibility, you now realize that you have options. So the Five of Pentacles doesn't necessarily always denote fleeing away or running away or escaping a situation. Sometimes it represents running to a situation. And what you Geminis are running to is the Ace of Wands, Three of Wands. The responsibility. Learning where, certain things that you Geminis do that is detrimental towards a relationship, detrimental towards creating a relationship or building one, right? If you are already in one. Why? Because Geminis can be cruel. Gemini is actually the zodiac sign of cruelty. Now, it reaches a high point. It reaches the highest point in Scorpio before it begins to drop off in cruelty. But it begins in Gemini, believe it or not. Okay? Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I don't understand why it is. I don't understand why it is that you talking about. It is what it is. I don't care if you like it or if you don't. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. But the point is that, so a lot of you Geminis understand, okay, you realize that there's some things about you that isn't necessarily perfect. You do have a way with words. Whether it is that you Geminis want to admit it or not, you're smarter than what it is that you even are aware of. I don't think Geminis really understand that, because I know a lot of Geminis, you know what I mean? Directly and indirectly. And a lot of Geminis, they be saying stuff and doing stuff that's really smart and have a burst of this a lot of times. But like they be doing a lot of stuff that's not, that contradicts their level of quote unquote intelligence. You understand? So it's like, well, why did you did that? Oh, I wanted to do this. So the thing is that for you Geminis, right, a lot of you are just sitting back like, okay, what do I do, right? I know I have some things about me that I need to work out, but where do I start? And then you're thinking, What about if I start with X, Y, and Z? What if I start with the way that I think of things? What about if I start with needing to be super cold to people, right? What about starting here? What about starting here? And you're really paying attention and being more aware of what you do that may turn people off. Now, granted, to put your mind at ease, no matter who you are and where you are in your life, how much money you have, what your family is, no matter what your circumstances are, there's going to be somebody with a problem about you, right? So I'm not saying for you Geminis to have the necessity to change based upon other people strictly, but the main source of that change should come from the inside, internally, from you. Understanding that things that you say that you want versus the stance that you have taken may not necessarily get you what you want or connect from time to time. So it's all right and even encouraged for you to sit back, be quiet, and don't talk so much, right? Because that stops the meditation process. That's why we don't talk when we meditate. It's because you're thinking. That's what meditation is. Meditation is without talking, just thinking, swirling around, right? Just swirling around, just sitting, just really, paying attention to the roses, thinking without talking, this, that, and the third, right? So the things that the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands is that, so you have two choices in that regard, right? You can either be the fire queen, right? In the sense of being a social butterfly, right? And meeting a whole lot of people. But the problem with this card is you may talk too much. And what I mean by that is you may talk too much to get the answers that you're looking for. I'm not saying that Geminis, irritate me and stuff like this. I may mean that you may talk too much when it comes to getting the answers that you need for the questions that you brought up. But you won't allow yourself to actually get those answers that you're looking for because internally you feel the need to talk, even though there really is not a need. That's really just a false impulse of the ego. But the good thing about this is, or the positive aspect about this is, you can be the social butterfly, get to know people, network, really get to know a lot of people all at one time, right? And then you have the Four of Wands, which is the domestic person, right? Or for this one, I guess, the Fire King too. You know what I mean? But the domestic individual, right? Where, very much so around the home, fixing things and just kind of sitting back and thinking. The truth is, right, and planning for the future and letting ideas, just letting your own subconscious bubble up ideas from the deep to the surface, because Gemini rules over ideas, right? Geminis rule over fragmented ideas. Libras rule over one idea at a time, right? One small idea that grows at a time. And Aquarius represents one big idea that kind of needs a little bit more navigation and needs to kind of, organize, because Aquarius thought can be too much to kind of consume all at once, so you need both, is what these two cards are saying. You need both. You need to be able to still be the social butterfly, talk to people, get to know them, want people to watch you win, as well as you want people to win as well and watch them win. But at the same time too, you still need to know how to come up with answers and be quiet and just kind of meditate and have that type of self-reflection. Geminis do that, but you Geminis But in general, Geminis don't do that enough as they should. And the thing is that the Six of Wands represents, this is how it is that you get the best of both worlds, and you actually start figuring out the problems that you want when it comes to love. So you can be either or. It's just that for you Geminis, you need to understand that what you've got going on is you need to create, you need to become more in touch with yourself, right? And that's ironic because that's the very same thing that Geminis run away from is their selves. But that's the answer. That's the answer, right? Because a lot of times Geminis will like somebody that treat them like trash, but the person that likes them, they won't treat them like gold. And the person's treating you like that. So, because a lot of you Geminis, truth be told, don't want to get treated with love and respect, because a lot of you Geminis don't perceive yourself as deserving it. Now I done said something that's a cardinal no. I shouldn't have said that, right? According to some, I shouldn't have said that, but it's very much true though. And I challenge anybody in the comment section, anybody to be like, oh, that's not true, right? The King of, the Nine of Cups and the Chariot now, right, is about, and this is where you got to get to, okay? You have to get to this, a sense of self-confidence from slowing down and getting to know yourself. So again, even the cards agree with me. If you don't believe me, look up the textbook definition of the cards, okay? Now, let's clarify. Let's clarify the Chariot. Hold on. What kind of a shuffle was that? The Ace of Cups, because we're clarifying the Chariot. The Ace of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Fool, the Four of Cups. So the Ace of Cups, like I said before, learning how to love yourself first. Yeah, you'll love other people. Yeah, you'll still have the chance to meet people. You're a Gemini, sociable. You know how to talk to people. People like you. People like the fact that you have such a fun, innocent nature. People will like that. But it's more of a relationship to self before you can do the Knight of Pentacles, offer anything to anyone else that of substance. And you know that now. So the Fool is, you're now embarking on yourself. You're now embarking on a new journey of self-discovery. So you've essentially recreated yourself. You've done it again. You've learned to become a person who studies, right? You may not, but that was my family. You may not necessarily be the best student in the world because of your all over the place chaotic nature, right? Being like a hurricane. But at the same time, it still doesn't mean that you don't study. You do. And then the Four of Cups represents, this will be able to make relationships for you in the future a lot easier to get into. At least it'll give you a starting point, right? Because it's not any major arcana, right? So it's saying that it'll at least give you an easier starting point for you to be able to get yourself into a relationship, right? Because you'll be able to be a better judge when it comes to picking. So that when you see red flags, when you see dysfunctions, severe dysfunctions, you just clear right out of there. Now let's clarify the Nine of Cups. Matter of fact, let's clarify the Queen of Wands. Let's clarify. That's more of an interesting card. Watch this video all the way to the end, please. So to clarify the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Cups, Then you have the Six of Wands. Then you have the Nine of Cups. And then you have the Page of Wands. Wow. So the Eight of Cups is, regardless, what it's saying is that regardless of whatever it is that you go through, you're going to be okay, because you Geminis are who you are. Statistically speaking, can you think about how many times in your life where you were just so ruined, where you didn't want to continue to date? Now think about how and why you continued to date anyway. Did it stop you permanently? And then the Six of Wands represents, you have to also understand that, this is what life is. It's saying that it's going to be difficult to get to that person that you're built for, because everyone needs to heal. Everyone, me, you, everyone, right? No matter how healthy, healthy is a perpetual state. The natural state of things is degradation. That's just the reality of the situation. The natural state of everything is to degrade and rot away. But what makes you healthy is when you are the antithesis of the natural order, the natural order of certain things, which is to degrade and go deeper into degradation. If you can keep yourself healthy, then that makes you an opposite or an opposing force to the certain natural elements of nature, right? Supernatural things of this nature. So I don't want to get too far into that, because that's a whole other subject that I can get scientifically deeper into. But the Nine of Cups and the Page of Wands represents as well how you need to understand that this level of self-confidence needs to come from a real place of meditation and knowing who you are. That's what meditation is. That's where real confidence comes from. It comes from meditation. A lot of, like I said, come purchase the relationship course so you can really have a one-on-one consultation with me. We could just talk it out, and I could really just kind of put you on the game, just the basics of it, right? So that you can get a better understanding, right? Don't worry about, you thinking that you have the knowledge here. There's always more to talk about. So you'll never know absolutely everything. I'll never know absolutely everything. And that's the beauty of it. There's always more to learn. And the Page of Wands represents also too, is that you'll know how to be able to walk away from whom, right? And the time to walk away, which is amazing, because there's a point in which you could be a little bit too loyal. I'm not saying you Geminis, I'm saying with anyone. There's a point in which people need to learn that abandoning somebody and walking away is a good thing. Okay, now that's all we have for the reading so far. So comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to make this YouTube channel to 3,500 by the end of January. As of right now, we have 3,250 subscribers. All we need is 250 subscribers left. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. Set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. One last thing too, I'm actually done with the book. Yeah. All it is that I need, I have the cover art and everything. All it is that I need to do is register it with the Library of Congress so that it can be notarized as copyrighted material. So I will be using the money that all of you come through and get a reading, relationship course, right? One consultation, or how many consultations you need. Tarot readings. I'll be using the money that you get on my services to register it with the Library of Congress so you understand exactly where it's going. If you'd like to go ahead and support me financially, you can reach me. My Instagram, the link to my Instagram is in the comment section below. The link to my website in which you can purchase those readings and look it over and get a better idea of what I'm talking about. The link to that is also in the comment section below, as well as the book that's on the Amazon page to my own personal book is also in the comment section. Peace.